Okay, can we talk about this Travis Scott concert? Because I had a really weird experience at a Travis Scott concert about 2 years ago. And let me say this first and foremost. Nobody should ever have to pass away at the hands of entertainment. I just feel like it really shows a lot about our society and just how desensitized we are, and clout culture. Like, that's a conversation for another day. I can go on a whole tangent about, but let me get into the story because I already tried to record this video a couple times. So I went to this Travis Scott concert. I had gotten free tickets from my job, right? So I'm not going to sit here and say that like I was a super huge Travis Scott fan, but I definitely feel like, you know, I listened to a couple of his songs. So when I got these free tickets, I was like, okay, why not, right? So end up going to the concert, go get in the concert, get my concessions and drinks, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's about to be a good concert. Go into where we were seated, and basically, like, we end up getting 2 songs in, and I literally get sick as a dog, y'all. I had to go to the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom for the entire concert, like, no joke. And I didn't realize how much time had went past while I was in the bathroom. I just knew that I didn't feel good. And keep in mind, like, I'm the type of person, I know, you know, I wasn't under the influence. Like, I know my body. So it was just really weird to me. And even after the concert, I kept thinking, like, why was I so sick? Because I know myself. Like, I hadn't had enough to be that sick, right? So once the concert was over, once I had got done throwing up, I ended up going back to the arena, and it was literally like 1 song left, and that was it, right? And so the whole time, again, I'm sitting here like, okay, you know, in my brain, I've been thinking about this over the years, because I'm like, I literally don't know why I was so sick, but now seeing all of this stuff, and let me tell you something. I am definitely a person that has discernment. I am someone that believes in God. Like, I have a really strong relationship with Jesus. I don't consider myself a traditional Christian, but I definitely have discernment in regards to, like, you know, God has protected me in a lot of situations. So seeing all of this stuff today, and then I'm sure if y'all are like me, y'all probably have been doing a lot of research and looking at all the videos, and just from like, I'm gonna have to do part 2. So this is part 2 of what I was talking about with the Travis Scott concert that I went to a couple of years ago. So if you did not listen to part 1, this might not make sense. But basically what I was trying to say before it cut me off was just that I had been thinking about it, and now that I've been looking at stuff today, it's like really just one of those things that like reminds me of like God's protection at the end of the day, because there's times where there's been a lot of situations where I feel like the Lord was protecting me, and it's times where you'll get this like nudge in your spirit, you know, and a lot of times people say it's your intuition. I really feel like the Holy Spirit will give those nudges. But at the end of the day, people have the free will to believe what they want to believe. But I personally believe in Jesus, you know, but I'm not your traditional Christian that listens to gospel music 24/7, right? But I will say this, because I really feel like whatever was going on at that concert, the Lord was protecting me from something. You know, he was protecting me from bringing back something, because if you look at all of those videos, like, you could really feel like it's like a dark presence, right? And again, that didn't make sense to me then, but now in seeing all of this stuff today, it's like, okay, clearly God was protecting me from something, right? And so I'm thankful, number one, for his protection. And I also want to say this point of just how we have to be so careful about what we listen to. We have to guard our ear gates and guard our eye gates to the things that we watch, because again, I'm not the type of Christian, and I don't even really like using the word Christian because of the negative connotations that man has made with it. But, you know, that's man. So we, you know, that's a conversation for another day. But what am I trying to say, Lord? Like, a lot of times we can dibble and dab in things because culture makes it seem cool, or somebody has told us that this is cool, or whatever the case may be. And you never know what can be attached to certain things. That's why I feel like we always have to pray for discernment. Even in some of the music that I listen to, like, I used to listen to a little bit of everything, and I still, again, I don't just listen to gospel music all the time, but the more over the years that I have been asking the Lord to like increase my discernment, there's a lot of stuff that I just can't listen to anymore, you know? And I think I'm gonna have to do part 3. Hold on. Okay, so this is part 3 of me talking about the Travis Scott concert from a few years back. So, you know, this might not make sense if you haven't seen the other parts. So what I was basically trying to say was, I think that society, we have normalized a lot of things that should not be normalized. And what I was trying to say from the last video was just that I feel like, you know, again, going back to like clout culture, going back to like, you know, just what we have said is normal, right? Even with just how people are all of a sudden all the time talking. And this is the thing. I don't want to ever come off as the type of Christian to judge people. At the end of the day, that's not my goal. But I do recognize that, you know, our words are powerful. So it's like when you speak certain things over yourself, when you talking about how you on demon time or you want to go party down in hell, if you're spiritual and you really, you know, have seen spirits like I have, okay, and I'm not spiritual from the perspective of what, you know, how people define spiritual. I don't have anything against, you know, spiritual people, anything like that, but I don't like labels when it comes to stuff like that. I love Jesus, and that's, you know, that's it. But, you know, it's kind of like one of those things that's like, we've normalized a lot of things, but a lot of times people don't know what they're speaking over themselves. And so then what I realized, you know, in thinking about all of this, it's like looking at some of that stuff, you know, I really feel like as I started to ask the Lord to increase my discernment with certain things and for his protection, for his wisdom with certain things, you know, it's just a lot of stuff that I feel like I didn't understand, or I was kind of in the dark about, in a sense, because I didn't have that aspect of being able to see past just, you know, that at the end of the day, our souls and our spirits are always going to live. This, what I'm in right now, is just a physical point. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a point in the journey. So at the end of the day, you know, people think it's cute to, you know, be like, oh, well, I just want to dress up and look like this, you know, whatever, dark spirit, and think it's just dressing up. But it's like, you don't know what you invoking. Okay, this is part 4 of talking about Travis Scott, and hopefully this is my last part, and I'm gonna just say this, you know, at the end of the day, we do have choices in regards to, we have free will to do whatever we want to do at the end of the day, right? But I really pray that, you know, just ask the Lord, you know, like, God, like, please help me to understand your voice in regards to being able to discern what is of you and what is not of you. Because at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of things that can look fun or look, you know, okay at the time, but you don't know what is attached to that, right? And so you could be yoking yourself with something and don't even know. And this isn't just with music. This could be with a person. This could be with, just stuff people have, again, normalized. And I'll probably go deeper into this one day, but, I kind of shy away, if I'm honest, from having these conversations at times. And I know the Lord is like, no, you're going to say what I want you to say, period. But, I do shy away from it because I realize certain things can be a touchy subject in regards to, just how culture, again, has normalized certain things. And, people don't want to think that something that they're doing is wrong because they may not look at it as like, oh, this is wrong because I'm just kidding, or I'm just, oh, it's just a game, or oh, it's just a song. But it's like, y'all, no. Ask the Lord to reveal to you, like, what is of him, what is not. And then also, just to be able to see when something isn't right, and to really know in your spirit, like, that it's not. Because at the end of the day, it was not by chance. Because these are things that I have, I've over the years, I've prayed for wisdom. I've prayed for all these things. And there was a long time that I didn't understand how the Lord spoke to me personally. So, again, I would never force my religion onto anybody. But at the end of the day, like, I realized that, it wasn't by chance that happened that day and I got sick. God was protecting me from something, and I'm thankful for it. So, just be watchful, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.